Namaskar. Welcome to the Public Global. So, friends, you are requested to please watch the program, subscribe the channel, and share it to your friends. So, there is a sad news today that the veteran leader, the Cebu Surin, now he is no more. This sad news that Cebu Surin is no more. Cebu Surin is popularly known as the disowned guru, who was an emotional source of inspiration for the tribal community all over the India. His efforts always strengthened the fight for the tribal rights, not only in Jharkhand but across India, and he was a symbol of the Adivasi, the tribal rights, who fought for the tribal rights. So in Jharkhand, so there is a very much they are in the condolence situation. Our humble tribute to him, Cebu Surin. We will discuss about his contribution to the Indian politics and to as a savior of democracy, and there are some other points also. If you want to be discussed, that will be discussed in later. Only some are some dissenting voices may be there, but his contribution cannot be denied so far the Indian democracy is concerned, and he helped the Adivasi community especially in various manners to achieve their rights. So now, but what is the main news today? Main news today, the environment is like that only the SIR, the special intensive revision, is now in the sky and the air, in the land, and everywhere there is discussion going on about the need and requirements and even intention of special intensive revision. At present, I am in West Bengal. Here is also there is a hue and cry that what will happen when the full swing of the special intensive revision will be started here. But the main point, the main focus point is the Bihar election now. So far Bihar election is concerned, so there is a special intensive revision, and there are so many bad faces of this process has come to the public eye, and that's why we all are thinking about what will happen. We don't know ultimately where it will lead our country, how it will help our democracy for betterment of the peoples. So we don't know that all those things. But the people's perception is like that, the SIR, the acronyms of it is like that, the super insensitive and regressive process. People are taking the people's perception in the people's mind is that the SIR actually is a super insensitive and regressive process. So far, why this question has been raised? Because this situation, this process always questioned our citizenship. The question of citizenship of Indian people, those who are not having full-fledged the meaningful means of livelihood itself, they were enjoying their citizenship right and the voting right at their hand. That was acquired, that was given by the constitutional right of our time. But now it has been somehow they are trying to snatch it from the hands of the people. At least what we are thinking, the peoples of those who are not in a position to fight for their rights, they are fighting for their livelihood only. They are very hand to mouth all the time, having no employment, having no sufficient money at their pocket, even to lead their life as a human life. It is very difficult for them, and now the voting right is also being taken out from their capacity, from their arena. So how it will be? If the voting right will not be there, the government should not take any care for them, not only a single care for them or any purposes. So any welfare scheme which is which shows as a welfare scheme of the people, all will be withdrawn at the same time. Actually, what happened in this time? So why citizenship and the most probably the voting right is being questioned? Actually, the government now is in power. They are not very comfortable with the process of allowing all the people to participate in the politics in a real sense. They never allow to they will never allow to let them have the enjoy their rightful share in their participation, the rightful participation in our democracy. So the autocratic and autocratic aristocratic and autocratic approach of the government of the present segment is having some linkers with the beliefs and faith of the value system, which was challenged in the time of the freedom fight, in the freedom movement of our country. There were no way when the freedom movement of the country was running on, but they wanted always to have the rights of kings. Now Rahul Gandhi, there was a program. I came to know that some slogan was like that. Rahul Gandhi like Raja, but he denied. He just contradicted the thing that no Raja. Raja concept is very much a regressive concept, and it should not be. It should not come from the people's uh, mouth. People should not ask for Raja. So this kingship should always be denied, but the process, those who are in the process, those who are in the government, they are very much keen to kingship, very much keen to kingship. They are behaving like they are king, and all others are not citizens, but like their serviles, not civils, but serviles, those who are under their control. So the democracy is letting down. All the crux, all this said and done, the democracy is letting down. But we all should think over the point that should we allow all the such kind of reasons? Should Indian people should allow the process to letting down the core values of democracy? No, it must not go unchallenged. There must be a meaningful challenge and the democratic challenge to it. The leaders, because the only democratic challenges and will can make the system cure. No other process we should explore. So we must have the belief and faith of the democratic process. Just we can recall it. The leaders of the freedom movement, our great leaders of the freedom movement, our forefathers, explored and they believed in the possibility of possibility and potency of democratic citizens through democratic politics. I must repeat it. The leaders of the freedom movement, our forefathers, they explored and they believed in the possibility and potency of democratic citizens through democratic politics. But unfortunately, the democratic politics are beyond our command, beyond command of our political parties. They are not following the democratic process, the democratic politics within their party and within their mind and within the political structure. They are not in a position to honor the democratic sense of politics. So, and this is the most important situation and the most disturbing fact. We must accept it. The constitutional visions brings light to the political apparatus that could effectuate this transition and respond to the challenge of re-democratization of our politics, of our country. I must say the re-democratization. Yes, there was a democratic situation in our country, at least structure was concerned. Content was yet to be achieved, yet to be matured, but the structure was there. Now, structure is also under the question and suffering from the heat and hate and very much bad concept and bad situation is like that. The structural heat is being done. Structural structure is being hammered by the system. Those who are not believing the uh, democratic process. So we must think about the problem. The challenge of democratization is before us. How to maintain it. Just see, there are some aspects of this problem that must be taken under the consideration of the people, of the civil society. The explanation and the rules through codification and practices. The must explanation of rules. There are various rules which now we are seeing in the process of the SIR also. Which rule is effective and what actually does it mean is not very much clear. So there are so many times there are so many clarifications are coming, but what we ask for that the explanation and rules through codification, not only codification, but that must be supported with the practices of the rules. You, people will be in a position to understand the meaning of the rules and the requirements of the rules, the needs of the rules, which we should fulfill it that by the practices. But the practices is not in general is not common. So there are so many things are uh, uh, being cleared, being explained time and again by the system itself, by the person who are sitting on the system and operating the system. So now the extension, the existence of an overreaching state machinery. There are so many the peoples are being their rights are not being protected by the state, and the state's absence, in the absence of the state, there are so many things. The fundamental rights are even being snatched by some powerful groups of the people and powerful caste of the people. There are so many examples will be there. I am not going to refer any particular example, but this is all the general scene in our country, in our society, that the people, the right, the general right of the weaker section is being snatched by the powerful groups of the society. So that must be the state machinery should reach there. The state machinery should work, must stand with the weaker section of the society. But sometimes or more times it fails. So democracy was interpreted not as a sum of political success only. The democracy is not a political success only, but as a form of government, and belief and behavior had common meaning or for common people. So this is not for, and this is also to be considered that the common people, every person, every citizen of the country must be put under the circle of the common people. Nobody should be the special people, the different people. Yes, for the purpose of their functioning, they must have some special right, some privileges, but for the citizenship, so far the citizenship is concerned, they must be in a global situation in the common, because our laws, our constitution assures that all are equal in the eyes of the laws. So, or if all are equal, then that is the common platform for all the citizens, and that must be honored. The rules and the structures and institutions were made not only to shape action and to provide contented life situation. Unfortunately, that is not there. Again, we say that the rules, there are so many rules and structures and institutions were made not only to shape action, the people's action, and to provide content and life to the people, life situation to the people, but it was not satisfied. It was not fulfilled, this uh, this demand and demand of the rules and structures of our democracy. And the weaker section is also being in the problem. Now that is happening with the special intensive revision process also, and which is going to be happening in all over the world, all over the India, not world, all over the India and the different states. Now the next term is of West Bengal also, and people are very scared here what will happen. But we think that here the political fight will be there. The case is very much under consideration of the Supreme Court. What the Supreme Court will decide, that will make a sea difference, make a sea effect to the people of the future of our democracy. We must have a vigilant. We must have to read out the decision of Supreme Court, at least in this regard. So our democratic system, we must accept that our democratic system failed to identify the elements of deterrence within itself. The deterrence of democracy within itself, our system failed to identify, and weeding them out and resolve the ailing features smoothly. But then now the scene is not very pleasant. But now, as the political panorama as perceived the common people of India, is that most of the proud agencies, for them we are having some sense of proud agencies and lifeguard institutions of the democracy have become counterproductive. This scene, yes, scene is not very pleasant, but this scene can be changed if vigilant civil society comes forward to serve and solve the problems of democracy. So we must discuss all these points to our friends, to our groups, how to save our democracy and all these points. So some ideological differences must be there. And that is the beauty of the democracy. That democracy always accommodate, adjust, and fulfill the requirements of the coexistence. That is the beauty of the democracy. But we must see that a common platform for common people and the common behavior must be there, and the brotherhood of the Indian citizens must be cared, must be preserved. The Baba Sahib Ambedkar was always given some emphasis on the need of the brotherhoodness or the bandhutva or the fraternity. That is not any gender code. We must not read out. When we talk about the brotherhood, sisters are also included in that. So gender problem, the gender differences should not be read out within the brotherhood. But for safe use of the word, I must say the fraternity of the Indian people must be cared, must be preserved. The system is trying to make it a ruin when the communal polarization and for permanent supporters, and the grouping, the militarization of the people, and the putting them under a different kind of contentment is not very healthy sign of the democracy. So friends, now we can sum up here today, and I request you to please see the program and like the program and subscribe the channel, and you must have an opinion and to let us know in this by your comment to our channel. Of course, your comment will give a direction of our programs. Thank you very much for today.